Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Southeast Conversations, aka Sex Podcast.
SECS.
SEC.
Just to make sure.
Yes. Before we get into it, make sure you're following us on Instagram at sex_LDN, that's Sex Space London, and same.
SECS.
Yeah. And same on TikTok. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube because, subscribing it. It's free.
Subscribe. Yeah, it's free. Just takes 1
Subscribe.
second or less.
And you get to see the full thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You do for a limited period. I'm not going to say anymore.
Ooh.
But yeah, we recently hit 100 subscribers. So
Ooh.
More to come.
thank you for joining
More
us.
to come.
As we said, we do giveaways randomly, so we will be bringing giveaways back again. If you saw our last episode with Coco Skincare, 2 people got items.
Gifts. Yeah.
Through giveaways. So yeah, do subscribe. We do have a street interview coming through as well, where some giveaways were done. So watch that. It'll be out soon. But with that being said, today I am joined by Dabs.
Hello.
Chino,
You.
Debs,
Alright.
and the Mebs.
Hi.
Hello, people. And in this episode, I basically wanted to touch on something I've noticed a lot recently about religion, namely Christianity, and basically how I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily show the respect it needs to be shown to it. So I'll give you guys the floor if you guys have any opinions on that topic. Who wants to go first? Who wants to hit it first? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Your point again?
So basically, I feel like a lot of people don't respect Christianity compared to other religions like Islam, Jewish, in the Jewish community. I feel like a lot of people tend to make fun more of Christianity. For example, when the Pope died recently, a lot of memes came out about, Trump is going to be the Pope and the rest and it's like,
It's a mockery.
yeah, it's a massive mockery. If this was a massive imam in the Muslim culture, no one would dare put Trump's face up there. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be a running joke or anything like that.
It's because there's consequences for other cultures or other religions. Sorry, like Muslims are not going to have it. Like even their own fellow Muslims, if they come online and do something stupid, they will attack
They'll
them.
call them out. Yeah.
But I feel like we don't have that a lot within the Christian community. That's why people feel like they can just do whatever or say whatever. Like they don't respect it enough. And they feel like maybe even the Christians themselves don't even respect it enough. Like some people will come out and say like Bible scriptures and say I got a Christian BBL, for example, or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not respected enough.
It's
Yeah,
not.
there was a YouTuber that said that.
Christian BBL.
That is
Well,
crazy.
she did a podcast and said it was clickbait. Like she knew that people were going to click on it.
Oh,
Which
gosh.
So
I
somebody
hear.
Christian said Christian BBL.
Fire upon your head top.
What did you say? What did he say?
But so like, for example, like girls that, or it's mostly girls I notice do this, but they'll post proverbs whatever in their bio and then be selling OnlyFans content or
Don't
you know,
get me
Yeah.
like, things like that. It's like it doesn't align with what you're doing, what you're saying and what you're doing doesn't align together.
Or some of them are twerking on Saturday night and Sunday singing for church out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
Well-
The caption is "I love Jesus" and the twerking.
To be honest, I feel like the whole Christian model is all about forgiveness. And free will. It's so unlike what you're saying, Jewish, Buddhism, Islam, and every other religion. The Christian model is that whatever you do, as long as you come back to God and say, "Forgive me," and in the name of Jesus, blood of Jesus, you will be forgiven.
Yeah, that's true.
So the whole reason why it's, I wouldn't say it's not respected. I'm just saying people are acting on the model that was created. And also I feel like the leaders that are in the Christian community, they don't even respect the religion itself.
That is a
Because-
massive point. Yes.
Because if your leader is telling you to do something and you are very much aware that he or she is not doing the same thing, why will you uphold the same standard?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There was a word you used before we started recording, hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hypocrisy within the Christian community. And back to what you said, Demebs, accountability within the Christian community, we don't have that. We tend to let people run wild and don't hold them accountable for what they're doing.
If you say something about a Jewish person,
Hey, trust me, I've been around some of them. Hey, good luck.
You will
Isn't that what happened to Kanye? He said something about the Jewish community.
Well,
he lost Yeezys and blah,
he came
blah,
back
blah,
up with it
like-
again. He came back up with it again after a while. Cancelled for a bit and came back.
Yeah,
still,
but
they
like,
go hard.
they go hard.
Yeah. I mean, did he really come back? Because the guy's never been the same.
He's not back. He's not back.
Money-wise, he's back.
And some people have this mentality of like, oh, but like these pastors anyway, like they're not making it easy for like most people to even want to be Christians as well. Like for example, there's this uncle that I know from Nige. Like he was like to us. There was one time that he came to visit us. My mom went to church, and then he was like, "Oh, what do you guys think about church? Blah blah blah." I'm like, "It's church. Like we go to church every Sunday. Like what do you mean?" And then he was like, "Oh, but you guys keep going to these churches, and all these uncles are just collecting your money. Blah blah blah." That was the mentality that he had, and he was telling us like, "You're wasting your time going to church because." You're going there to give people money for them to having flashy cars and nice houses and blah, 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 blah. And at first I was like, but it's not everyone though. But I kind of understood what he meant because there's a lot of fake pastors, even in Nigeria as well. Obviously, it's in other places too.
Yeah, we had one in our family, man.
And they use it to manipulate the poor.
Yeah.
They use religion to
But then
manipulate
again,
the poor.
if you go back to the whole the main model of Christianity, it was to subjugate people, meaning it was to make people because all over my FYP yeah, it's been like the whole letter that talking about the Pope as with the crusade, and then King Leopold, the Belgium for missionaries that went to Africa, especially Congo. And the letter was basically saying that their mission was to befriend them, to convert them to Christianity in order for them to forget their gods and their ways so that they can take what is theirs while they were praying, close their eyes, they will take their land. So the whole model of Christianity is rooted in, will I say, trauma.
Yeah.
So there's most people that are Christian have been forced to be Christian.
Yeah.
It was not something that they did with their own, especially if you think of Africa. We had a whole religious system.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but because of that, if you look at Nigeria, for example, people go to church, but they still go to the native doctors behind closed doors. Why? Because it's something that they still believe in more than the church that they're going to, which means that it's like when you're forced to do something, you do it because of you're forced to do it, but you don't kind of believe in it. And I think
a lot of kids nowadays that grow up, they're like, oh, why do you go to church? Oh, because my parents. Because do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a routine. But yes, Christianity was brought to Africa by the colonizers to enslave people. That's
definitely.
That's how it was brought.
I think that's where the questionable or the uncertainty of Christianity comes in, because people are like, oh, it's the white man's religion. It's not the white man's religion. It did start in Africa. I mean, Jesus was born in Israel, Bethlehem. Is it not in Africa? I'm pretty sure it is. Let's do our geography research. But things like that, they say it's a white man's country. I mean, Jesus, they say if you look back and trace Jesus' roots, he had dreadlocks. It's not.
I thought that was Moses. He was
no. I think you're thinking of Samson.
Even when they were growing up, Jesus
Yeah,
always they
though.
put the dreadlocks and the Bibles
Yeah.
and stuff and pictures.
But I feel like even if it was the one that was started in Africa is not the same one we do now, because
No.
if even the Bible has been rewritten so many times by kings and popes because of what an agenda.
Yeah, the message they want to pass across.
Yeah, and it has books have been taken, words have been changed. So
certain scriptures have been taken out. Yeah.
yeah, so I think the problem is the people question the authenticity of Christianity. And people still remember the hurt that it caused them.
Yeah.
So because of that, there's no
Strong
true
foothold in the Christianity like community. Yeah.
No. Sorry, forgive me. Bethlehem is not in Africa; it's in Palestine. I just had to correct myself quickly. But yeah, I do agree with what you guys are saying in terms of the questionable side of Christianity. But I still think that regardless, someone's religion is not something to play with. At the end of the day, whether you question it or not. At the same time, I mean, we do question. We have questions about Islam.
Yeah.
But we don't take
I'll never like insult them or make jokes.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say that there's some people who they're like, oh nah, like the whole idea of Christianity, I don't believe in it, but I believe in God. Because let's be honest, it can be two separate things.
Yeah.
So yeah, like don't disrespect someone's religion. If you don't want to be a Christian, don't be one. But if you believe in God, you can actually have your own solo relationship with the Lord.
Yeah. What do you guys think of people forcing down like religion down your throats?
No,
I don't agree.
I don't agree with that. So, don't agree.
Why?
Because I don't agree.
I feel like
Yeah,
there's two
definitely
sides
agree.
to it, if I'm being honest with you. There's two sides to it. I feel like it does work. I feel like it does work because I've actually seen it. Like, there are people, this was like mostly at uni that I noticed it. They're like girls who have never really been sat down to, maybe because they didn't have like a model growing up, like their mom or something, like, you know, giving them that. So when they've actually listened, or someone's like convinced them to go to church, like they will even go to church more than you. They've actually fully converted. They've actually put back those, you know, ways that they've been. I feel like it works, but I feel like there's a way to do it, and there's also overdoing it as well, or forcing it down like someone's throat. But you can actually try to convince someone if they're not into it. Listen,
Leave them be.
leave them be.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot of the times, people try to force it. That's when the questions come in. Oh, but why is he forcing me? Because you can drag someone to church. If they don't believe in it, they're not going to believe in it. But if they want to see the light, they will believe in it at the end of the day.
There's something my mom says. So funny because Africans. My mom was like, you can drag a horse to the stream, but you can't force it to drink the water. Yeah. Oh, you lot know it, yeah? I thought it was just a happy, you know.
Mom says that,
It's an African saying. They love saying that one still. You can take the horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink, and that's just facts.
Well, I also feel like most people who are strong Christians, if you look at their background, there's loads of trauma. So I feel like
It's like a coping mechanism for them being a Christian.
it's like an escapism, and also like that's why some people like they say spiritual psychosis, where they're in fear of everything, and they believe if something is not this certain way, it's demonic.
Like, there's a lot of Nigerians like that. It's crazy.
Like the movie Sinners, people are like, I'm not going to watch it because it's
Oh,
titled Sinners, there's
Yeah,
vampires.
that is ridiculous.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's a real thing. That's
Even
what
growing up,
psychosis
like
is.
my parents wouldn't let me watch Harry Potter
Oh,
because they're like,
wow.
it's demonic and it's about wizards
I
and
wasn't allowed
witches
to
and
watch a lot of things.
Yeah, come on, man. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on that particular sort of topic, just to see where you guys
Let's
stand.
be
on it.
honest, they've been taught that. Like, have you not heard pastors saying like subliminal messages, all these movies you watch, the music you listen to? That's where they're getting it from,
Yeah.
let's be honest. So they're being fed these things. That's why they're telling their kids you can't watch
They believe
vampire
things
movies.
so easily.
Yeah, like they're very spiritual.
Yeah.
And
So
I feel like a lot of Christians don't actually read the Bible for themselves.
Yeah.
They go to a church or whatever place, because the way a Catholic worships is different from Pentecostal. There's several like different denominations in terms of in Christians. There's white garment. There's so much. The branches is large, but I feel like when it comes to like the book that Christian uses, the Bible, most people don't actually take the time to read it for themselves.
I don't think it's reading it. I think it's more of understanding it.
Yeah.
But when you read it yourself, you especially at least modern ones, you gain the understanding yourself. But when you go to church and you rely on what the pastor says, you because what the pastor does is he'll take a quote and then he will imply it, use it in
according to what
different
he's teaching.
context.
Yeah.
But if you read the whole thing yourself, you get the full stories. Why this was said, why this was not said. Because most of the thing, for example, Nigerians like to say this Proverb 31 woman. If you read the whole thing, you see like there is so many other aspects but they will pick that one line for you. Because that's the one line that applies to what they're saying.
Yeah.
So when I feel like most Christians need to go back and do their own research, read the Bible if they actually are Christians. Stop listening to the pastors. Obviously, you need a leader to guide you in it, but he should not be your main point.
And I like the fact that you said that, because that's key for a lot of, I would say Nigeria because I don't know about every other like country, but they're always so tied to their pastor.
Yes.
It's like they're worshipping their pastor mostly
rather than God.
God.
80% of your paycheck to the
That's why they get
it's
deceived
in
too.
a lot of African countries, because it's like that in Ghana. You will see that they are following the pastor rather than following God.
Yeah,
that's what it
pastor
seems
becomes
like.
God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the pastor becomes God. Yeah.
But nah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen that video of the I think it's Ugandan. So some pastor somewhere in Africa. He goes, "And you get to heaven, and you don't see me there."
You got to have.
I've seen that.
I was like, "Hey, yo, big bro." But
I think that's also I think that's why it's also a meme, because deep down people knows that what he's saying is not actually right.
Yeah.
So
it is. But it's like you said, it's because of leaders like that is what makes Christianity so easy to become a mockery of. Do you know what I mean? But we need to put a stop to that. I believe we need to put a stop to that, because
we need to get better leaders.
They're always gonna pop up out of somewhere. Do you know how many videos I've seen on Instagram alone of this one that he was on? Oh God! So basically, he has a big, like, this is a big church, and I think this amount of people actually come to this guy every Sunday. He basically was preaching, right? But then he was praying for somebody. But he was like, "You guys need to come and lift me up." So he sat on a chair and he got 4 ushers to carry him up, and he was walking through, like saying that that's the way he needs to be praying for people.
See,
get
he's now become God.
Get
It's
right
like
right here.
this is their own cult. It's not
It looks like cultism rather than.
I think for Christianity to be respected, people need to stop going to church.
There was a video, I don't know if you guys know African Ace. He's a comedian.
Oh yeah.
So the video he made, he was like, "Why is it that African churches are always like, oh, so if this person has done you bad, die. Not even God, I pray for them, for they don't know what they're doing. No, he said, die. So you're really praying to God to kill somebody else just because they give you evil eye.
Oh.
Because if you still look, they're
like
still
those
applying the old.
churches.
They're still applying the old religious.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, they're still applying the old ways of their lives. Because if you look at when African religion is do me, I do you. It's never you do me, I forgive you. Is you do me.
You say man no go better.
Yeah. If you scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's how African religion has always been. So, and the way Christianity was integrated into the African lives is by putting the similarities. For example, someone was telling me that in Igbo, there's specific trees that was worshipped because they were old and they were they were told to have spiritual powers and stuff. So when the missionaries came, they cut the tree down, but they used the wood to make a cross. So because they used the wood to make a cross, people believed in Christianity in the power because
Reincarnation or something.
no, because it was similar. It was that because the wood is from the tree that they knew.
Yeah.
It was easier for them to convert because they still have something that
Attached to it.
yes,
Yeah, which is
that
good.
reminded them of what they once knew.
Yeah.
So the way churches still works is still the way they would normally deal with things in the old, but maybe in more diluted Christian versions, like they say Christian BBL version.
I mean, there's so many
crazy,
gods. I mean, there's a Madioha, there's this one, that one, a lot of gods that used to be
And
prayed to.
each country, each tribe has their own gods.
Yeah, each tribe. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Anyway,
Time.
yeah.
I'm
let's
watching the time.
let's quickly move on. Chino, you have something for us?
Oh, no.
Is that what you guys were doing? Smirk,
I thought what was going on
what was going there. Like, what's going on?
So, I'm gonna bring up the Tory Lanez because I'm a music guy. So
Okay.
So he got stabbed 14 times.
Oh, I remember that.
Is he alive?
By a Mexican.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were definitely trying to kill him.
Yeah.
By a Mexican guy. Apparently, words that I heard from because I watch Joe Budden podcast, so obviously they explain more. They said that he was taking care of everybody else, like feeding everyone else in the area, like black people, and then the Latinos, I think one of them got upset that he wasn't taking care of them. I don't know if it's true, allegedly. Let me say it's allegedly. And yeah, he got stabbed 14 times, maybe out of jealousy or maybe someone put a hit on him. So I would like to see what everyone thinks about it.
I have so many conspiracies
I have
about
so
it.
many of
Tell
it.
us.
Rock Nation.
I think what he said is one. He was because he's still making money and he's up and he's in jail. And in American prisons, there's a lot of race
Yeah.
battles going on in American prison, especially. So I think that's one where he was helping the black people and the Mexicans were like take him out. I heard something that the guy who stabbed Tory Lanez has the same last name as Megan Thee Stallion's manager.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
just before he got stabbed, Tory Lanez's team got news from not Megan Thee Stallion, but
Her
her
best
friend.
friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Information.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of
Speculation.
Yeah, the timing was
Yeah,
so weird.
so weird, and you don't stab someone 14 times just to stab them.
Yeah, that he was.
That's once you do that.
Yeah,
Once you
he was
do
in
that.
critical condition.
Like we're talking back of the head, in the
Yeah.
face.
Allegedly,
Like-
because a 14 stabbing is crazy. But in jail, when you go
For the fact that he survived
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
God is watching him.
God
man.
is
Tory
watching
Lanez,
him.
when
So
he
what
come out.
happens
Nice
next?
time.
Would they put him back in that prison, or
definitely
what
not.
will
No,
happen?
Definitely, they'll take him somewhere else.
Yeah, even if they put him in that prison, they'll have to put him in protective custody.
24
But even then,
So will he be by himself?
it to an extent,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably.
But even then, that's still not safe because of
You
corruption
can
and
pay.
bribery.
You can
yeah.
pay the
So,
guards. Yeah.
He would have to be moved somewhere else.
But
Hopefully,
hey, you see everybody saying free Tory now. We got Drake, we got Chris Brown. Well, Chris Brown said free Tory,
and I got
And then
back.
he went
So, conspiracies, I never know.
free
but-
Tory and then he got
Biggest
back.
irony.
You know
Back
what?
to
I think someone hates Chris Brown for saying it, and that's probably why he got caught.
Yeah.
He's probably the one that made the call. Like, oh, he said free Tory. Okay, let's bag him
Yeah,
now.
everyone,
Wait,
now
what
everyone's
about-
coming out.
Is there possibilities? Because I've watched loads of prison escape movies.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility
Yeah,
that
he's trying to escape.
Nah, they can't do
No,
that.
no.
Never.
Do you know why? Because he's got 4 years until his what's it called?
Yeah, I think
or
I'm
be
trying.
So he
Probation
can
period.
come out. Yeah.
Yeah, probation period, and he's not gonna mess that up. He's already been in jail for
Can't
5
afford,
years. If he was gonna
Has
try
it
to
been
escape.
5 years?
Has it been
already?
5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been definitely more.
There's
yeah.
no way.
Yes,
time flies so quickly?
Yes, they make a case.
Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Tory Lanez, when I remember
been for what now?
when it happened, I remember.
Was this during COVID?
Yeah, it was during
Yeah.
COVID.
COVID.
I was
Time
still, I
has
was living
Yes.
flown.
But yeah, it could
Yeah.
possibly that he's trying to get because he doesn't want to mess it up, so he needs to be isolated so that.
I mean, I can see. I don't think he's gonna get himself stabbed 14 times.
No, he definitely didn't set that up himself.
Yeah.
There's
What?
no way.
I want you there.
In the movies, they do anything.
Nah.
Nah, this one.
Everyone
He
disagree
didn't say
on that one.
poco. He
His
didn't
lungs
say pocket.
collapsed.
He
Yeah.
said stab.
He got stabbed 14 times.
Allegedly, they
He
said
got stabbed
14
like
times. It
twice.
might not
No,
be
14, like
Twice
1,
in the
2,
back of
because
the
his
head.
dad came out, gave a
14
statement.
times.
I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
So allegedly, it's 14.
But they're
might
still
not be.
trying to say that he's innocent.
I can't. Let me not
They're still trying
That's
to
a
say.
different topic for another
Yeah,
day.
I can't lie.
He would
Okay,
be
cool.
here
I believe
for
he's
another
innocent. Let me
time.
keep quiet. Let me not start.
Yeah. It's-
So, but there was
there's
only
no
two
way.
possibilities. There's only 2 people that were there that it could have been.
yeah.
Bodyguard.
Was there a bodyguard
Why
there?
the bodyguard never mentioned something? Now he's mentioned something after how many cases?
Yeah, the bodyguard wasn't
But
there.
There were
Wait,
It
but
was
wouldn't-
just
three
3 people.
people.
Exactly.
But
So there's
they
only
wouldn't-
2
The best
possibilities
friend,
there.
Megan
And
and
Megan.
Tori.
So one of
That
them
was
did
it.
it.
Yeah.
But they
all
wouldn't
I'm gonna say
convict. They
is,
wouldn't convict you unless they had proof of
Okay,
doing
yeah,
so. There's no
yeah,
way
yeah.
they would say yes.
There's no proof, you know?
yeah.
But what proof did they have? There was
This
Yeah.
situation
But
was
this
actually
one
known
was
by
there.
everyone
Yeah.
worldwide. They're not going to be stupid about it and just convict
There were
him for no
actually-
I
reason.
think most of
there
the
was
proof that
It
they
was
had.
circumstantial.
And
Yeah, and it was testimony from the best friend.
Yeah.
So basically, the best friend took an immunity deal so as to not incriminate herself or can't be prosecuted for whatever she says. And then, even though she had an immunity deal, she went on stand and
said she
still
doesn't
pled the
remember.
fifth.
Yeah, she said she doesn't remember. Yeah, she didn't say.
Yeah.
anything.
That's crazy.
So
So it's sticky.
Best
It's a lot,
friend.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But
Whatever
did you know,
her
I was
name is.
watching Megan's documentary. I didn't realize both of them had a thing with.
yeah, that's why they were arguing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know
That's
that. I
how
didn't
it
know
started.
that.
Wait, what happened?
So Tori was with the friend first,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Meg started sleeping with Tori.
Oh.
And
So it's
then
like
they
sleeping with
found
your
out.
friend's ex kind of thing.
And funny enough, all this happened in the Jenner house, Kylie Jenner. It was
Yeah.
a party.
So
No one mentioned the
yeah.
Kardashians, but let's.
I didn't realize there was an
Let me
issue
not go
there.
Anyway,
It's
if
a lot.
I would say, I know some of us don't agree, but
I'm
free
gonna say free
Tory.
Tory still.
Yeah,
Because
free
hey, now
Tory.
look,
Yeah, I don't
Drake is
agree.
coming out saying free Tory.
I feel like there's
we
a
got A
lot.
Boogie coming
I
out.
feel like there's a lot of evidence, and saying free him is kind of dismissing those evidence.
I also feel like there's also not a lot of
Not a
evidence.
lot of evidence.
So
What do you mean? Not
What
a
was
lot?
the evidence?
Yeah.
though?
There was
What-
literally
what
a video footage of
Not
the
of
him
not of
shooting.
him,
No,
not
there
of the
wasn't.
shooting.
No,
We're
but
coming out.
yeah, coming
Yeah,
out.
but there was
Yeah.
no video of
Anything
Anything
could have
could
happened in the car. There's 3 people in the car. Anything could have happened.
Anything could
So,
happen.
but
Who's to say?
I swear
I'm
they
not
said
just to
his
speculate.
fingerprint was on the gun.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but-
they were struggling for the gun at one
Yeah,
point.
they were tussling for the
But
gun.
who's to say that Megan herself didn't think, I'm gonna shoot you, and then let it off accidentally, ricocheted, and then the bullet hit?
Yeah,
Like,
it happened.
anything could have happened. We don't know what
Anything.
happened in the
No.
car.
You're saying that because when I said there's a possibility he I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying possibility that he wanted to be isolated so that he can get good time to leave early. You said there's no way he would want to stab himself 14 times.
Yeah.
Why is no one giving Megan the same courtesy?
Meg
Like,
is a whole-
because you say there's a possibility that she.
No, what I mean is she could have done it by mistake and then went to blame Tori because she's obviously upset emotionally about the fact that Tory Lanez is sleeping with her friend as well. It's all emotions, especially when it comes to this situation, because that's how the argument started in the
Then
car.
Gay King.
I feel like-
I kind of think he did it, though.
I feel
do
like
too.
we
I watched that Megan documentary and
Again,
it kind of
come
made me
on.
feel like he did
we
it.
do not have
There
enough
was voice
evidence.
recordings of him that sounded like he was guilty.
We do not have enough evidence to say free Tory Lanes, and we
I'll
do
say
not have
free
enough
Tory as well.
evidence ourselves.
I'll say
They
free
know
Tory.
what happened.
Hey.
We don't know what happened.
Free
Okay.
Tory Lanez.
I'll say free Tory still.
Free Chris Brown.
Because, hey, now look what's going on. We've got all
I
the
thought
celebrities.
just
We've got
trolling.
all the celebrities saying free Tory. We've got A Boogie. We've got Drake came out. These are big statements.
That's the
so-
same
There's
people
a- yeah,
that.
they
It's
actually
very big
believe
statements.
him.
But if you look at
what you're saying about
the
Megan
re-
Thee Stallion's
Documentary.
documentary, that's one side of the story.
Yeah.
But
know what
also,
I mean?
if
We
you
can't-
look
we
at
can't
the
judge
whole
off that.
Diddy case,
But
the
the voice
reason
note is
why,
his own voice.
if you look at the Diddy case, the reason why Diddy went so far is because people were willing to cover up for him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's different.
But that's what I'm
It's-
saying.
Yeah,
So-
it's different weights over
Tory
here.
and Diddy is
It's
way
not
different.
Yeah,
different.
it is
No, 'cause
different.
We
you
have
to think
to-
it is
No,
very
but-
powerful.
With
We
Diddy,
have to catch it at the right time
No, what I would
before
say
it
about
gets
this
to a
is
point
with
where
Diddy,
it's,
there's
it's
1,000
too big.
people.
Yeah,
There's 1,000 people
there's
he's controlling.
numbers.
So-
with the Tory situation, it's literally between 3 people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We have to catch it at the point where it hasn't gotten to 1,000 people.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't.
But
it's-
the way it is now, I don't think he would have started off so open with it. Do you think so?
Who
Did he?
No, no.
He wouldn't have. It would have been small. As he's
But
getting more
the-
powerful.
But
that's when he would have
there
got
was-
more.
Bad
there's
Boys in
been-
Biggie in the 90s. This is going from the 90s.
But there has
Yeah.
been ones,
So-
but he was being able to escape
away
from
with
it
it.
because people were willing to cover it up.
We can mention Shine if you want to go in.
Who's that?
Shine, the guy that took, J-Lo was involved. Yeah, there's a lot of things,
Oh,
remember the shooting that happened with the girl in Shine?
I think I heard about
And
that.
he went to
J-Lo
jail and covered the
controversy.
case. Shine, the rapper.
They covered the case.
Yeah, he didn't shoot her, did he? But he went to jail, came out.
So that's what I'm saying.
There's a lot-
Like we as
there's a
a
lot.
community have to put a stop to these abusive people
Yeah, but
early
what we're
before
saying
it
is,
gets
what we're
bigger.
saying is there is
and
not
the
enough
victims
evidence to
increases.
call him an abuser.
Huh?
Because there's not enough evidence to call him an abuser. Because I don't see why. For
We're
example,
talking about Tory, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, with Diddy, yes, Diddy's an
Oh, yeah.
abuser. Lock him
God,
up.
there's a lot of people that say
Cut off his whatever.
People still,
Bro,
there's
lock him
still
in the jail.
people
You think
Oh,
that's
there's still
defending.
people backing him.
There's
What?
a
Oh,
lot
yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
people
That-
defending
That's
him.
them. That's not us.
Stevie J is backing him, obviously.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
are still
no.
so many people saying, especially, I think
Probably paying them. You know, you can pay
Payroll,
people
man.
and
Yeah.
Say something, man.
you can
But
pay people.
the same way.
Well,
If you look at all the aspect in these, both parties have money.
yeah.
They both have
What do you mean by
influence.
both
They
Both
parties?
have money, but it's a
What do you mean by both
different.
parties?
No,
What
as
do you
in
mean
like
different
she
weights.
said, pay him, and I'm
Yeah, what
saying
No, I
parties
said
you saying?
paying like people
Yeah.
to defend him. You know, that's what they do sometimes.
Diddy.
PR.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one,
Yeah,
100%.
with
So you can
Diddy,
actually
yeah.
pay people to
Definitely.
say
But
positive
I think
things
if
about
Tory
him.
was going to pay people to defend him, he would have done it by now.
I'm
And
not
he
gonna
I don't
lie.
think
I'm not
is
gonna
he
lie
doing that?
now.
I
Tory
don't
ain't
know.
got
He's
Diddy
not
money,
doing
so let's stop talking about this. He
Yeah.
ain't got Diddy money.
But also
Tory ain't got
Tory
the links Diddy has.
refused to answer questions because he didn't want to say who it was.
Yeah.
So we need to remember that as well.
Yeah.
Even though we're
There's a lot.
saying, But
There's a lot.
anyway,
Anyway, it's alright.
Anyway.
Free Tory. Free
Free-
Tory.
And
Yeah.
they basically trapped him. They basically trapped him because that immunity deal that the friend took.
yeah.
So if they weren't going to arrest her or find her guilty, it had to be him. So it was kind of a
Yeah,
trap.
so
if he didn't do it,
If he
you could
didn't
see
do
it
it,
as a
see it.
trap.
Tory.
There's a
Let's
lot.
see,
There's a
it'll
lot
come
into it. There's a lot into
It'll
it.
come
But
out. But since then, has Megan's music.
Chino and I are saying free Tory.
Listen, free
innit?
Tory, man. Since
Fair
Megan's music,
enough.
making music has been popping
I
since it
don't
happened.
know,
Where's
I don't
Megan?
know.
Tory,
But let's
free
not go
Chris
there.
Brown on my side. I want
Yeah,
Chris
free
Brown
Tory,
out.
man.
What do
Hey,
you mean?
like I said, everyone's
Megan's
coming
been
out.
doing shows.
She ain't
Yeah,
popping
she's
like
still
she used
well.
to. She's not popping like she used
She's
to.
popping.
Nah.
I don't really listen to her, but I see her
I
stuff.
know
I'm
she's
gonna
one of
stop.
your favorites, but send her back to the streets.
Oh no, she's not. Like I like her music, but
She ain't
I'm
popping
not.
like she used to anymore. I'm sorry to
not a
say.
big fan or
That's me.
anything.
But hey,
Anyway.
I want one more segment. New York Knicks.
No.
They came to 26 years. They've not been in the final basketball. Sorry, guys. You guys don't know about basketball. I have to put it out there because I'm sure there's a lot of
How do you
basketball.
know we
Yeah.
don't know about basketball?
Huh?
How do you know we don't know about
I
basketball?
don't know. Maybe you don't.
So you should have said that.
You made an assumption.
Who are the Knicks?
Yeah, okay.
I know one person,
Who?
Michael Jordan.
Ah,
Hey!
master.
I just said his
Yeah.
name because he's a
With that being
basketballer.
said,
man.
with that being said, we come to the end of another episode.
Oh, isn't
Um,
it Thames bought one of the American? Is it football or basketball teams?
What?
Thames.
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 Musician. Thames.
Oh, I saw something
Oh,
about
she
that.
owns
but
it.
I
yeah, I
don't
heard
have-
about
yeah,
that.
I don't
Heard
have
about that.
It's Cincinnati.
enough information on it. But yeah, I saw something. She bought some shares into some team somewhere.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
making big moves.
Yeah,
She's
out
big,
here.
big.
She's out here. But guys,
She's
we are
big.
tight on time. So thank you for joining us for another episode. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think. Do you think we should free Tory? Do you think Tory's guilty or not guilty? Subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
I thought you were gonna say, should we free Tory and should we do the same for Diddy? I thought you were
Keep him locked
Give him
up.
give him the death sentence, man.
Keep him locked
Give
up.
him the death
But
sentence.
people, enjoy the rest of your week. Till next time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.